welcome to ODU4U, where it's always a great day to be a Panther. I'm Ann Ford.
And I'm Brad Castor.
In breaking news is the recent death of Aaron Hernandez and whether chronic traumatic encephalopathy had an impact on his death.
And chronic traumatic encephalopathy, a little-known disease which is defined as a progressive neurodegeneration characterized by the widespread deposition of hyperphosphorylated tau and neurofibrillary tangles.
The death of a mainstream athlete such as Aaron Hernandez reminds us of NFL Hall of Famer Mike Webster.
And some preliminary investigations are being done, and to gain some insight, we talked with Mike Webster's wife.
This is Reed Porter here with ODU4U, where it's always a great day to be a Panther, here with the widow of Mike Webster. Mrs. Webster, thanks for sitting down with us today. What kind of changes did you see in Mike before he passed away?
Well, poor Mikey here. Whenever he got older, he suffered from headaches and memory loss, and he'd become a little violent too. I would ask him questions to do something. He'd say, "Yeah, I'll do that," and then like half an hour later, he would just forget to do it.
And all of these things you noticed, did they get worse as Mike got older?
Yeah, the more he got older, the more frequent his headaches would become, and he would get more violent more often as well.
The headaches, was Mike in a lot of pain all the time?
Yeah, I noticed he couldn't sleep as well, and he would wake up just complaining of headaches, and the medicine I'd give him just wouldn't work either.
What about physically? Could Mike get around like he used to?
No, obviously he couldn't play football anymore, but he couldn't walk that well. We had to get him a walker, and he just couldn't do a lot of the things that he used to be able to do.
And you mentioned that he got a little bit aggressive sometimes. What happened there?
Yeah, he would just come home from work in just a really bad mood. He would have a lot of mood swings with us and the kids, and just small things would just anger him very easily.
All right, well, thank you for your time sitting down to talk with us. I know it couldn't be easy.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that, Reed.
And I had the opportunity and privilege to talk to Dr. Dejunabout B. Rain and get some knowledge about the causes of chronic traumatic encephalopathy and a little bit of the history on that. So I'm here with Dr. Dejunabout B. Rain, and here today we're going to be talking about CTE. So yeah, let's get right to it, doctor. So what can you tell me about CTE and the history of this disease?
The correlation between brain damage and neurological decay was first formally recognized in the 1920s. Big ragtag group of boxers, what was that guy's name? Dr. Martlin. He described these guys as punch drunk after they'd been beat around a little bit and get a little loopy in the head. And after Martlin's discovery of punch drunk, and then research continued in the 1900s, and we discovered a few other different things, a few protein things, and we named it dementia plagiistica, and that's what the disease was known for a little while. And eventually, in about the 1970s, a connection was made between CTE things we'll talk about here in a second, and things like Alzheimer's and other neurodegenerative disorders. And that's when we started calling it CTE.
Okay, all right. So you're progressing on in history. So what modern research is being done on CTE and these symptoms?
So us modern stud CTE researchers pride ourselves in that we discovered key tau deficiency patterns in brains of people with CTE. We'll talk about those in a second. And most of our research today is trying to come up with a biomarker so we can just study the disease in vivo. Most of what we know about the disease right now has been found out from autopsies, and we think it's more productive to study alive people, so we're trying to do that.
Okay. All right, doctor. So then, what would you say for alive people would be the difference for us as compared to Mike Webster then?
So Mike Webster, he had some symptoms here. We talked about the personality traits are a little bit different and some of his physical disabilities. And the main cause we know about that is this right here. Like we said, we have the p-tau proteins. They're common throughout the central nervous system, and they're microtubule stabilizing proteins. This is an example of one right here. Now what happens with people with CTE is these p-tau proteins go crazy. They go everywhere, especially up in the frontal lobe, which describes some of the personality traits we see with people with CTE.
All right.
So these p-tau proteins are at the root of the disorder. And if we look again, another symptom of CTE that we found in autopsy is an overall reduced brain mass. And Normal brain, CTE brain.
Wow.
Doesn't take a neuroscientist to see the issue with that one.
That's a big difference.
And the root cause that we suspect today of all of these disorders is head trauma, like we've said. These football players go on the field, they get beat around. These hockey players punch each other for fun. You know, it doesn't end up well for the brain health.
All right. Well, thank you, Doctor.
Hey, no problem.
And that's all we got for this. Once again, thank you, Dr. Juno, about B. Raying. Yes, thank you. Back to you guys. And after the interview with Dr. B. Raying, we talked a little bit about the treatments and the ongoing research into what treatments are available today. And so far, even with all the ongoing research, the only methods that are available are preventative methods for healing and treating this disorder.
And that's all for our breaking news this evening. Thank you for joining us on ODU4U, where it's always a great day to be a fan.